Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Cool City Avionics connects its autopilots to the Aspen flight display. The Academy of Model Aeronautics shows deep concerns over proposed FAA rules. The Bombardier safety stand-down addresses distraction in the cockpit. Just as we were putting this episode of Airborne to bed late Thursday, we learned two pieces of news, good and bad. Unfortunately, we have confirmed that sport aviation pioneer designer Jim Bede passed away July 9th due to a sudden illness. On a more positive note, we can report that Airbus will not get the drop on Pipistrel by being the first to electro-fly the English Channel, because a twin-engine Electro-CriCri went ahead and did it before Airbus could stop him too. It was a beautiful move, and we congratulate Hugues Duwal for the amazing feat. We'll have more information on both these stories this Monday. I'm Bree Cross. It is July 10th, 2015, and this is Airborne Unlimited. For operators of the Robinson R-44 and R-66 helicopters, Cool City Avionics has some good news. Now the Aspen EFD-1000H flight display in these helicopters can be connected to the HAP and HFC Series 2 and 3 axis autopilots thanks to the interface developed by Cool City Avionics. Cool City's first Aspen interface supplemental type certification applies to installations on the Robinson R-66 helicopters. The Aspen interface will be available for retrofit on existing R-44 helicopters, for which Cool City already holds STCs for its family of 8 flight control systems. The Cool City family of autopilots is available from Cool City Avionics dealerships. The FAA's interpretation of the proposed rules for integration of UAVs in the national airspace is being used as a foundation for policies related to model aircraft, to the detriment of the hobby, according to the Academy of Model Aeronautics Executive Director Dave Mathewson. Mathewson said in an opinion piece in USA Today that under the FAA's interpretive rule, model aircraft are defined as aircraft, which gives the FAA the authority to regulate their use. The end result is that a small, electric-powered model airplane is subject to the same federal regulations that apply to an Airbus A380. That, Mathewson said, is simply absurd. While Mathewson says that Congress certainly did not intend to give model aviation a free pass, he does note that the AMA, with more than 176,000 members of all age ranges and income levels, have a stellar safety record as a result of well-established educational and training programs. The AMA has been active in overseeing and promoting recreational model aviation since 1936. After the break, the NTSB is concerned about cockpit distractions.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Bombardier Business Aircraft's 19th Annual Safety Stand-Down USA will take place October 6th through the 8th at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Wichita, Kansas. The Safety Stand-Down program will continue to tackle the risks posed to aviation safety by everyday distractions. This year's focus will be on the practical applications of attention control techniques, building on the theoretical human factors training provided at safety stand-down seminars in 2014. Captain Al Gorthy, United States Navy retired, said, quote, "Distraction is considered to be one of the most serious threats to aviation safety by the National Transportation Safety Board. This year, Safety Standdown will show aviation professionals how to recognize sources of distraction and ways of disconnecting from them to avoid negative impacts on safe operations," end quote. One of the highlights of this year's seminar will be the presentation of the last Eugene Cernan Safety Award. The 2015 recipient will be a peer-nominated professional who demonstrates steadfast commitment to aviation safety. Nominations will be accepted until July 21st. It's Friday, and that means that it's time for ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell to check in with his weekly Barnstorming commentary. There is no rest for the ANN gang as we head to Oshkosh a week early. Here's Jim cracking his whip in this week's Barnstorming.
Thanks, Bree, and hi, folks. Well, by the time many of you get to see this, Masako and I should be on our way to Oshkosh. Since we have the responsibility for getting a lot of the very expensive and very valuable gear that we dare not ship, we load it all in a Ford Explorer and off we go and have a couple of interesting adventures on the way. And it's a trip that I've come to actually enjoy. I do enjoy flying it more, but I've actually enjoyed the day and a half it takes to get up there and the almost 1,300 miles involved. It's a time to make a couple of calls and kind of ponder on what's going on. And I find myself noting that as time goes on, while many of us measure our lives in terms of years or birthdays or singular events in our lives, the nexus of my life over the last 40 some odd years, since I was 16 years old, turns out to be Oshkosh. I made my first one when I was 16 years old. My parents thought I was involved in a camp counselor program, and in fact I snuck off to Oshkosh through a combination of bus tickets and hitchhiking and this and that. And a fellow by the name of Paul Poberesny caught me one night, pitched a tent, just raining like the dickens, found me a dry place to sleep, and put me to work on the garbage truck and a couple other things, made sure I got fed, and found me a ride on a Cherokee 140 all the way back to Lincoln Park, New Jersey, which is where I was based out of at the time as a fledgling pilot. It was heady then, and it's been just as heady every year since then. And I think of all the friendships, all the planes, all the products, all the wonders, all the tragedies. I have been through so much with so many of you that walking into Oshkosh is like turning pages back in the book of my life. Some pages are lovely and wonderful. The first year I was there as a pilot that I flew in. My first landing at Oshkosh, the things that I got to do, even some of the actions I was able to undertake as a journalist and working my way up the line. The first time Vicki came to Oshkosh with me. And of course, the first time I had to go to Oshkosh without her. And last year, watching Masako enjoy Oshkosh, watching her take in all the things that are wonderful that I had been talking about for years and that unfortunately she'd missed, she's come to embrace it and is as excited as I am about the week that comes. And this week, this coming weeks, I promise you, ANN will shine, Aero-TV will shine, Airborne will shine, and something we call the AirVenture Innovation Preview will shine. We've never taken on as much as we have for the weeks ahead. We've never been prouder to present these things. I hope you will stick with us. I hope you will see what we do. I hope you will come by and visit us in our permanent office right next to the media headquarters at Oshkosh, just north of the control tower. And most of all, I think you'll come to really enjoy the professionalism, the excitement, the awareness, and the pride that we bring to displaying aviation to the rest of the world. Come join us. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you need from us. But most of all, be a part of the experience that for every aviator on the planet that gets a chance to partake in it all is the wonder of Oshkosh, the center point of the aviation universe, the Aeroverse as we call it, for all of the aviation world. For the Aero-News Network, Airborne, and Aero-TV, I'm Jim Campbell, and I and Masako are on our way to Oshkosh.
After these messages, an eco-friendly ATR-72 takes to the skies.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordbattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B ATX100 and ATX100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The eco-friendly ATR-72 prototype has made the first flight of the Clean Sky Joint Technology Initiative CSGTI test campaign. CSGTI is a measure adopted by the European Parliament to support developing an eco-friendly air transportation system. For the first time, the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation will use a UAV for dam inspection. The New Mexico State University will perform the inspection using an unmanned aircraft system at the Elephant Butte Dam in New Mexico. United Airline flights were grounded worldwide for about 2 hours on Wednesday morning, affecting about 3,500 flights and causing significant delays. Initial reports blame an unspecified computer glitch. Inside sources say it may have been related to downloading flight planning information. Airbus has appointed Jean-Pierre Talamoni as Executive Vice President, Marketing and Sales for Airbus Defense and Space. Talamoni will replace Christian Scherer, who in turn will take over Talamoni's current position as head of Airbus Group International. The Georgia Building Authority passed a resolution that bans the use of unmanned aircraft systems within 5 miles of a heliport located near the state capitol building. This includes airspace being used by Georgia Tech's Research Institute, where unmanned systems research is ongoing. Well, that's our trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Okay, we don't normally run ads as news stories on Airborne Unlimited, but this caught our eye for a couple of reasons. The airplane is gorgeous and the price reflects it. The ad popped up on the controller website. The 1946 J3 Cub is described as having undergone a $200,000 restoration, bringing it to factory new condition and ready for Oshkosh. The airplane has less than 6 hours in its logbook since the restoration was complete. The owner, who is identified only as Penn in Irving, Texas, provides a very long list of all the parts and pieces that were replaced and the modifications that were made. It's a very impressive list. The asking price for the Cub is $185,000, and while that is higher than a lot of new LSAs, it is, after all, a vintage Cub. If you've got some spare change jingling in your jeans, you could be flying this classic. Every good pilot feels the emotions of excitement, confidence, and a touch of trepidation with every flight. That's how we feel as our A&N crew is getting ready for AirVenture, and we're starting early this year. This year, we are introducing our AirVenture Innovation Preview. On the Saturday evening preceding the official opening day at AirVenture 2015, a number of carefully screened companies will have the chance to participate in an expertly produced online news program produced by Aero-TV and in cooperation with EAA that will wet the whistle of the aviation population with 20 to 30 3 to 5 minute online multimedia presentations offering a glimpse into what will be really new at Oshkosh 2015. EAA boss Jack Pelton will be doing the honors by introducing the program. The multi-hour program will be distributed by EAA, A&N, Aero-TV, and others yet to be named. If you're at AirVenture when all this takes place, be sure to tune us in to help your planning. If you're watching from afar, this is the way to keep in touch with the innovation that happens at AirVenture. We'll have much more info to share with you in the next few days. Stay tuned. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you on Monday.